Hi, I'm Kate from the Small Things blog. Today I'm going to show you how to fake some natural texture. We're faking this because I don't have any natural texture to my hair. If my hair air dries, it's completely limp and lifeless and it sort of forms to my head. So I'm going to use a little bit of products and do a little tiny bit of curling at the end once we're dry to show you how to make it look like you have natural texture and no one will know that it's fake. The only type of hair texture that will not work with this tutorial is the hair that's stick straight. So you know who you are if you have this texture. Normally your hair doesn't respond to curl via a curling iron or hot rollers or anything. And if you let it air dry, it's completely straight. So for you, I would recommend just going ahead and curling your hair and then sort of messing it up with dry shampoo if you want it to look a little bit rougher and like it's more of a natural texture. But for those of us with a little bit of give in their hair and maybe a heavily layered haircut that you can kind of play with flicking the ends out a little, we can go ahead and try this technique. So as you can see, my hair has been shampooed, conditioned, and there's no products or anything in it, and it's still wet. And the key for this style is to not comb your hair out. So this is straight out of the towel. I'm going to sort of create a little bit of a part. Normally where I part it, just because my hair, you can see, already wants to do that. And just kind of lightly comb through it with my fingers. But like I said, don't comb through it with a brush or a pick or anything like that. Okay. So once you've kind of softened it out, the products we're going to use are KMS Free Shape. This is like a little bit of a blow dry spray, so it cuts a little bit of dry time when you're blow drying, and you just shake it up to mix the two. There's like a pink and a clear. Just shake it up to mix the two. And we'll do a few sprays of this all over. This just helps your hair dry quicker. Really doesn't do anything else. I guess it would help the brush sort of glide through it if you were going to brush it, but we're not going to do that with this. So I know you might be thinking that I've been lying to you this whole time and I have a little natural curl to my hair, but all of this is just from the towel. So if I were to let this air dry, it would fall completely straight. The next product we're going to use is a Quaj Sea Salt Spray. I really like this because it's sort of like a beachy salt spray, and it gives your hair a little bit of texture, but doesn't feel gritty, if that makes sense. If you do get any of this in your mouth by accident when you're spraying, you will taste the salt. So generously apply this and sort of scrunch as you go. We want to work this sea salt spray onto every part of our hair. Okay, so once you've worked that in, the last product we're going to use, you can see we're using a lot because we got to fake it, is a Quaj's Thickening Spray Gel. So this is a spray gel, I know, profound, but it's not going to be as crunchy as other just standard gels. I think the spray part of this product makes it a little bit more flexible. You already know how I feel about Quaj products. You want to generously apply this product as well. Okay, so once you've sprayed everything in there and really worked it in and kind of scrunched it with your hands, you can see this part is beginning to just dry straight. Now we're going to blow dry. So you don't want to blow dry with a brush, you just want to use your fingers and basically do the same movement that I've been doing this whole time to kind of work that natural texture in there. Okay, so once you're all dry and you're kind of verging on the looks like you stuck your finger in an electric outlet look, now we have to get the curling iron in there to make it look like there's supposed to be curls here. The easiest way to do this without looking overly curled is to grab extra large sections. Don't comb through it with your fingers. And just wrap it around the barrel. So you'll notice I'm not using a clipless curling iron, I'm just using my regular one, but still just kind of wrapping it around the barrel. So you can see you'll get a little bit of a twist. So you can see how this left side's already looking better. Okay, so from here you can kind of keep fine-tuning with the curling iron if you want to, or you can leave it how it is, just very naturally wavy, even though it's not really natural at all. A half-up style would look great if you're worried about this looking a little bit too undone. And I wouldn't do a lot of teasing, if any, just because you don't want it to look too styled. And a tiny bit of hairspray is okay, but again, not too much because you don't want it to be too stiff. I hope you enjoyed this hair tutorial. If you want to see any others, be sure to visit thesmallthingsblog.com.